Hello students, I am Dr. Yesha Tayal from ABES Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today we will discuss superconductivity and nanomaterials from engineering physics for AK2 syllabus. According to He Kamerlingh Ons in the year 1911, who's a Dutch physicist, he discovered a phenomenon where at very low temperatures, certain materials show zero resistance. According to him, at very low temperature, most metals and many alloys, again some chemical compounds, show zero resistance as they allow current to pass through them freely. They provide absolute zero resistance. His observation was recorded for various parameters. Firstly, he observed this phenomenon for very low resistance. His observation was shown in terms of variation of temperature with respect to resistance. According to him, he first observed this phenomenon for mercury. So this was the behavior for mercury. Above a particular temperature, the material has certain amount of resistance. Now this resistance suddenly at critical temperature was dropped to very immeasurably low values, which is considered to be zero. So this graph is for mercury. So H. Kamerlingh Ons in the year 1911 first observed this phenomenon for pure mercury. So this temperature, critical temperature or transition temperature, is in the range of liquid helium. So this temperature which was observed was 4.1. So at this low temperature, resistance suddenly, abruptly reduced to zero. His observations were temperature at which normal conductor loses resistivity and it becomes a superconductor. It is definite for a material. Material to material, this value changes. Superconducting property is reversible. So this is the graph. If we reduce the temperature below critical temperature, resistance is zero. Now, if temperature is again increased to the room temperature, this resistance reappears. So this value reappears. So this is not a fixed process. So as the temperature is increased or decreased, the material goes back to the normal and the superconducting state. Very good electrical conductors cannot be superconductors. It's not sure. Like copper, mercury, copper, silver, gold. These are very good electrical conductors, but they do not show superconductivity phenomenon as below any temperature and even very low temperature less than 10 Kelvin. Certain materials do not show zero resistance. So they cannot be termed as your superconductors. The materials, common materials, which are found, aluminium, this has the transition temperature at 1.18 Kelvin. So above this particular temperature, the material has a value of resistance. And at 1.1 Kelvin, suddenly the resistance appears to be zero. Same for mercury, which we just show the graph also. For indium, again, the critical temperature value is 3.41 Kelvin. Lead has a bit higher critical temperature, 7.19 Kelvin. And here the last you have quoted an example, which is combination of two metals elements, niobium, germanium. So we can see suddenly these values are below 10 Kelvin. But when we used a combination, a compound, then this critical temperature has raised to 23.20 Kelvin. So this shows us a particular value where as we change the increase the temperature, the value can increase for critical temperature. So there is a hope that at room temperatures, we can find superconductors. So the research for this is still going on. We can even study the variation of temperature with respect to resistivity also. So here I'm going to plot the diagram for resistivity. Electrical resistivity versus your temperature. So a normal material which does not show superconducting nature, even if we reduce the temperature to 0 Kelvin, it will have certain residual amount of resistivity. So this is the graph for normal material. Now, we if for certain materials which shows superconductive behavior, we can find that this value reduced to zero suddenly below critical temperature. So this is the normal state for a superconducting material, and here we can find the superconducting state. So electrical resistivity in a superconductor becomes immeasurably small at transition temperature. Further, Meissner effect. This is again a very interesting phenomenon which was observed by Meissner and Oceanfeld. These two physicists collectively performed this experiment. Under this experiment, they observed that if a spinner is cooled in a magnetic field to below critical temperature, then the lines of induction, lines of magnetic field are pushed out. So Meissner effect is phenomenon of exclusion of magnetic flux from the interior of a material as the material undergoes the transition to superconducting phase. So from this diagram, we can see as the temperature is above critical temperature means the material is in normal state. So in normal state, when the material is placed in a certain amount of magnetic field, all field lines are passing through it. But as the temperature is reduced below critical temperature, material reaches to the superconducting state, and under this state, what we can observe, the field lines which are supposed to pass through this specimen are not allowed to pass through it. They are being expelled from this material. So any field lines are not allowed to pass through specimen. So this phenomenon was observed by Meissner effect, and on the basis of this superconducting phenomenon in a certain amount of magnetic field, the further properties of superconducting materials were shown in this particular setup. Now, what this shows that these magnetic field lines, why these magnetic field lines are being excluded from the surface of superconducting material, as certain amount of lines, certain amount of magnetic field is developed inside a superconducting material as the temperature is below critical temperature. Now, this amount of magnetic field induced in this material is equal and opposite to the applied external field. So when it is equal and opposite, so no field lines are allowed to pass through it. So this is the thing. Now, when we have certain condition, we can prove that the why field lines are basically excluded. We can prove by this equation where magnetic field is equal to mu naught H plus I. This is a standard equation. Now we are saying that B is equal to 0. Inside the specimen, B is 0 as observed by Meissner Oceanfeld. So from this equation, mu naught cannot be equal to 0. So what we need to compare is H plus I should be 0. Now when H and I are 0, what does it mean? I is equal to negative of H, or we can say I by H, which is magnetic susceptibility. This value is negative. So this value, whenever this magnetic susceptibility ratio of I by H is negative, then the material is termed to be as diamagnetic in nature. So this is one more property of superconducting material which we can observe from here, that superconductors are perfect diamagnetic in nature because they do not allow any lines to pass through a superconducting specimen when they are placed in an external magnetic field. So this process is reversible as temperature will be increased above critical temperature. So from the specimen, when temperature is increased above critical temperature, the field lines can pass through the specimen. And as temperature is reduced below, so these field lines cannot be allowed to pass through the specimen. They will be expelled from the specimen. So this superconductors, we can conclude that have zero resistance and magnetic field inside a superconducting specimen is zero. So these are the two basic properties of superconductor. From diamagnetic nature, we can make use of levitation properties found in superconductors, where levitation is basically when a material is in superconducting state, and if we place a magnetic material, if we place it on magnetic material as temperature is reduced below critical temperature, so this superconducting material will hover over a particular magnetic material. So this hovering state is basically your repulsion of due to repulsion of external magnetic field, and this gives rise to the huge application in the field of super fast train, which are based upon magnetic levitation, and we have maglev trains over this phenomenon. Now further from the standard equations, we have from Maxwell's equation, third equations, we have curl of electric field is equal to negative of rate of change of magnetic field. So now we all know that in a superconductors, resistivity is 0. And we all know that J is equal to sigma E. So basically, E is equal to conductivity is equal to E by rho. So if we from here, the value of electric field can be written as J into conductivity. Now we all know that rho is 0. So your electric field is 0. So from this equation, we will have del B by del T equals to 0. Now any term, any quantity value is 0 with respect to its rate of change of T, it means that this magnetic field has to be constant. So now from Maxwell's third equation, our magnetic field remains constant, but in this Meissner effect, we know that when a temperature is below critical temperature, no field lines are allowed to pass through it. So B is 0. So this is a contradictory equation. So Meissner effect also indicated that we need a different kind of field equations for superconductors. So this is basically equation for normal electrons. So for normal electrons, equations are not valid for superconducting state, or we can say that normally B remains constant, but in the case of magnetic field, in this case, B was inside the specimen, there was certain value of B. But as the temperature is reduced below critical temperature, this B value has reduced to 0. So magnetic field does not remain constant in superconducting material. This value do changes in terms of superconducting materials. So up to now, we are clear with these particular two terms. First, resistance is 0 for superconducting state, which leads to 0 resistivity, and diamagnetic nature of superconducting materials. Content for this lecture are taken from SOP Lai, Solid State Physics, Arthur Beiser's Concept of Modern Physics, and certain other research links. Thank you so much for patiently watching this video.